So the first two episodes of Simone Biles' new documentary series has dropped on Netflix, and I am astonished. I've always been a huge fan of Simone Biles. She is literally the greatest of all time. She has achieved things in her sport that no athlete could ever dream of achieving. It is unlikely we will ever see an athlete as talented as her again. And this documentary looks at what happens when you're on the top of the world. Every single person in the world knows your name and is cheering for you, and then you have a misstep. And what is so powerful about this documentary is that it acknowledges the need for community and the ways that that impacted her Tokyo performance, and also the way that accumulated trauma that is not dealt with, that is not faced, both childhood trauma, but also horrible things that have happened to her because of adults that were supposed to be taking care of her, but actually inflicting horrific harm, mixed with the insane pressure of being one of the best Olympians of all time, mixed with the absolute intensity of online chatter dissecting her every single move, mixed with the first Olympic trials that had been held during a pandemic, in which all of the things that she would normally have with her, like her parents, like her team, like her friends, her mom braiding her hair before she goes out on stage, all those little things that prove that you can't do things alone. You need your community, you need your family, you need your friends, you need your support system. And to have to suddenly be thrust into blinding lights all alone during the middle of a pandemic while also dealing with complex childhood and adolescent trauma was a recipe for what could have been a major injury had Simone not been kind enough to herself to recognize, okay, I need to take a step back, and then become such a wonderful advocate for mental health like she has become. And that in and of itself is a huge deviation from how sports as sort of bastions of glorifying suffering have functioned in public consciousness for as long as I can ever remember. And not only is she changing her sport for the better, but she's bringing about conversations around mental health that are extremely important. And instead of pushing herself to the brink and potentially having a life-threatening injury that could have left her paralyzed or worse, she had the courage and the self-knowledge and the mind-body connection enough to realize that something is off and I need to take a step back, which literally saved her life. And she received so much criticism and pushback for that. But I think what she did was extremely brave, and she took the time off both to go to therapy, to figure out what was going on, to face the traumas that she had gone through, to slowly begin the healing process. And now, years later, as the Paris Olympics is about to happen, she's back and she's glowing and she's a star, and she's always been a star. She was even a star during the Tokyo stuff. She was even a star when she took a step back. She, no matter what happened, was going to be the greatest of all time. But now it's this really beautiful thing where the greatest of all time, if the greatest of all time can take a step back and be like, I need to focus on my mental health, then it gives all of us the subconscious permission to do the same. To say, I can be like Simone and I can recognize that I have unprocessed trauma and things that are keeping me from showing up for my sport and my team the way I want to. And what is healthiest and the best choice for me is actually to take a step back. So I'm so proud of her. I just think she's amazing, and I'm so inspired by her. She inspires me to be a better writer, a better person, to more thoughtfully commit to my relationships, to my craft, to think about ways that I can more thoroughly commit to excellence in what I do. And I just think this documentary is incredible. And two parts have been released on Netflix now, and I imagine it's going to be updated after the Olympics haven't started yet. They start later this month. And yeah, you must watch it.